All right, you're watching the Weather Network. It's Weather AM time. It is Monday, July 22nd, and we're going to start with really the biggest story across the country, and that is we're calling it the three-headed monster. I'll explain that in a moment. But this here, that's the poor air quality advisory. You see in red deer, so thank you, Corey Robertson, that time lapse there. And you notice that tinge of that orangey haze to the sun, and certainly you can probably smell it as well as long as see it. And as you get closer to the fires in BC, and this is from Ashcroft, British Columbia, and you can see the water bombers are out there, and they have such a, it's always tough fighting fires in British Columbia because of the terrain itself. But the three-headed monster, Tom, has been the heat, has been the storms, and it has been the smoke being blown around by the winds as well. So first of all, a look at the current heat warnings, and there's some air quality warnings also overlapping some of these heat alerts. So this will continue, and in Alberta and Saskatchewan, this is going to be hot well through much of the first half of this week. But in British Columbia, we're going to get some relief from the heat, not today, but beginning likely tomorrow. So temperatures still well into the mid to upper 30s, some areas likely hitting 40 degrees. Not on the coast though, 22 in Vancouver, 23 in Victoria. That's a lot more comfortable, of course, but you've also been experiencing some of that smoky haze as a result of these fires that are, you know, far away. Into Alberta, mid-30s. Again, Grand Prairie, Edmonton, Calgary. Calgary, you've got 5 days in a row you've had over 30 degrees, and you usually get about 5 days, if that, over the course of the entire year. So that heat wave continues. Number two is that thunderstorm risk. Lightning and wind are the primary concerns here because the lightning can start new fires as it has, and the wind, well, that can spread the smoke. That's the third-headed deal with this whole particular monster here. And you can see every now and then, even Ontario, and potentially towards, you know, the east coast may get a little bit of that smoky haze as well, but clearly to the north though. But we're going to see this ridge of high pressure, which has been bringing this, you know, multi-week heat wave, finally start to move its way eastward. So that'll push that heat continue across the prairies. But notice there into British Columbia, this is going to bring in the Northwest Territories relief from the heat. So the south will get relief from the heat, but it will not get much of any rain. That will be the case that will not be the case in the north, where we could be looking at 50 to 100 millimeters of rain by the weekend. That's 2 to 4 inches. So perhaps with all that much rain, that may help suppress some of those fires and perhaps limit the amount of smoke getting across. But often when we get a ridge leaving and a trough coming in, we can get gusty winds. So the south, even though you're cooling down, there's not a lot of precipitation in your forecast. We are far from out of the woods because the winds could certainly deal with that. Look at temperatures even getting below seasonal values in places like Nanaimo and Abbotsford by this week. Edmonton, you see Calgary could be looking at 30-degree heat up until about Thursday. Then things start to marginally cool down. Regina and Winnipeg, not only your temperatures going up, but the humidity as well. So you're still dealing with quite a bit of heat. Showers and thunderstorms there between Kenora and Fort Frances. Some rain showers around Sioux Lookout towards the Saguenay region, even out towards coastal Labrador. That front will be slipping southward. So Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal not likely looking at any rain today. Southwestern Ontario scattered thunderstorms, but as that boundary slides south through Tuesday and Wednesday, that will increase the risk for showers and storms further south.